Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm Professor Spira, and today I'm going to be looking back and reflecting on a simpler time. Growing up, I loved going to a place called Kings Island, and I went there, seems like almost every weekend. And one thing they had there was this Nickelodeon themed show where people got asked to come on stage and do stuff that was like Double Dare. And as I look back through the filter of the mucusless diet healing system, and I begin to understand how ingrained pus and mucus eating is, how central pus and mucus eating is, not only to the society, but to the the entertainment of that society, to the social order. Everything seems to revolve around pus and mucus, but you really don't realize it unless somebody tells you, or you step aside and look and say, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. So Nickelodeon in general had shows where people would be slimed, and gross out humor was constantly used. I remember shows like Ren and Stimpy, which were just disgusting. These little animals that were always doing something with boogers and all that kind of stuff.
You could play with your magic nose goblins.
I picked them myself.
And You Can't Do That on Television, of course, was the show where they started sliming people when you said you didn't know something. So, now as I look back, keep in mind, I look fondly back on the past, and it's not something where my critique is not mean-spirited or negative, or I don't wish I'd go back and change anything. It's just a perspective that is important, especially for those of us that are trying to move forward. We have to actually learn how to embrace our past, accept our past, yet move forward into a mucus-free reality. So without further ado, here is Professor Spira as I guess I'm about 13 years old in the clip, I'm 6th grade. This is me in the pie pod.
Forget red team, blue team. Hit it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Nickelodeon Live proudly presents Mega-Mess-A-Mania!
Have you ever been slimed?
Please welcome the host of our show.
Hi there, I'm Brian Dumford. Welcome to Nickelodeon's Mega-Mess-A-Mania, the show that takes you through the history of mess on Nickelodeon and puts you in the hot seat. Are you guys ready to play? And let the games begin! Now we're going to be choosing some volunteers from our audience. Hey, Professor!
Yes, Brian.
While you're here, could you give me a hand? I need 8 players from each side.
I can do that. All right, who wants to play?
A round of applause for these volunteers.
Avon. Oh.
Avon calling.
Hey, Professor, what's going on?
As I always say, science is sneaky.
Our next game involves pies, lots of pies. After Double Dare created GAC, we needed to come up with new methods for making a mess.
Cream pies! Cream pies!
That's right. So we came up with a show which featured...
Cream pies!
Yes. That show was called What Would You Do? And now, ladies and gentlemen, direct from What Would You Do, here it is, the world-famous Pie Pod!
What would you do?
All right, let's hear it!
What would you do?
As you can see, the Pie Pod has evolved into this newer, high-tech contraption designed by our experts specifically for Mega-Mess-A-Mania. It's bigger, it's better. It's the lean, mean pie pod machine. This pod allows for more pies to be launched at a higher velocity, creating a greater mess.
Mess! Oh, that's delightful!
Plus, our pod is now a two-person pod. Let's bring out those contestants. All right. Now, the object of this game is to get as many pies on the target as possible. But speaking of targets, darling, we need one.
You three must launch the pies. You, dear, will turn the chair into the direct line of fire, and you, my dear, will be a mess!
All right, you've got 30 seconds to get as many pies on that target as you can. Contestants, get ready. Audience, cheer them on. On your mark.
Get set! Go!
Go! As the pie pod is flying those pies here, we're going to see which team can get the most pies. We got the blue team that's flying those pies. They're catching them in the air. Oh, the red team landed a bullseye right in the face. We're going to see which team here is crowned the pie pod champion. Both teams are making a big mess, and that's what counts here at Nickelodeon. We're going to see. It's close. It's definitely a close match. The red team has 15 pies.
And the blue team also has 15 pies.
That means it's a tie. Both teams win. Let's hear it for both of them. All right.
This requires fast response. As I always say, science is swift. I need 4 volunteers. 1, 2, 3, 4. The white hat. Come on.
Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye. Love you. Woo!
Thanks for coming to Nickelodeon's Mega-Mess-A-Mania. As you exit the theater to the right, please check out the videotapes that are on sale of this production.